Hey everyone, and welcome back to Hayes Kitchen. Today I'm going to be doing some really simple take to work with you salads. I see so many people coming into work and all they do is to have their lettuce, tomatoes, a little bit of cucumber, and what I want to try and do today is make you see that salad doesn't have to always be boring. There's so many more things you can use than just lettuce, tomato and cucumber. So we've got a whole load of ingredients all around us today. We're going to be making up 3 different salads, really simple. Take them to work, they're going to be really light, they're going to be low calorie, we've got healthy fats in there, we've got some different grains, we've got different vegetables, we've got loads of different things going on. So what we've got on the table, we've got some pea shoots, we've got some mixed quinoa. With the quinoa I've put in a little bit of chia seed, just boiled that through with a little bit of vegetable stock. We've got tomatoes, a little bit of Mons too, we've got some green beans, we've got some cooked, pre-done new potatoes. I've just roasted those off. We've got some spinach, we've got some beetroot, radish, we've got some Stilton, we've got some little mini pitters. Over this side, what have we got? We've got some chard, some carrots, some celery, cucumber, we've got some courgette, and for dressing, it's going to keep it really simple. All of these ingredients that we're going to be using create their own juices, so I don't understand why people put loads of salad dressing on. There's no need. If you use the correct kind of salad and the correct kind of vegetables, it produces its own sort of moistness or wetness anyway, so it gives you loads of flavour. So all we're going to use is very simple dressings of olive oil, balsamic glaze, and white wine vinegar, and we've got some tangerines or satsumas, or you can use oranges if you want. So the first salad we're going to be doing, we're going to grab ourselves a bowl, and our first salad is going to be really light and fresh. We've got some carrot here. First up, we've got a spiralizer. Now I've mentioned these before. You can get something called a spiralizer, which is a massive piece of equipment which you don't need. As I say, these are like £2 or £3 on eBay or other websites that are available. Amazon, get one of these. These are absolutely brilliant. All you're going to do is you whack your carrot in, twist it round, and you start making your almost like a spaghetti type base. So first of all, we're just going to wind through a carrot, only a small amount, doesn't need to be massive. Now I'm going to try and make these into small container type salads. So if you think about something like that you can take to work, you can have one of those at 11 o'clock, you can have another one of those at 1 o'clock, and you can make them 2 different salads with your own different choice of toppings, or your own sort of carbohydrate, your own sort of grain, or your own sort of vegetables. 2 different salads. It means that you haven't got that boring you know when you get to lunchtime, you think, oh, I've got my lettuce and tomato salad, it's so duff. And the great things about these sort of things is when you've got your carrot like this, you can spiralise your whole carrot, put some iced water on there, put it in the fridge, and you can use that throughout the week. It will last about 3 or 4 days. Just take it out, drain it out, and make your salad up. That way there's not loads and loads of planning and loads of preparation. You can just make it up each evening, get your 2 salads done, and you're sorted for the day. So next up to the carrot, we're going to get ourselves some cucumber. The great thing about these little machines is you can just put anything through them. It's going to give you the same sort of effect. So, cucumber, spin that through, exactly the same sort of method. And you see all the moisture and water coming out of that cucumber. That's going to create our dressing. Now into that, we're going to actually add our small amount of dressing. So our dressing is actually going to come from our tangerine or our satsumas. We're just going to cut one of those in half. Pour that in. Orange and carrot works really well together, by the way, so those flavours are going to be perfect. Into that, we're just going to add a very small amount of olive oil, tiny bit of dressing over the top, and then we're going to go in with some cherry tomatoes. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. Just going to chop them in half, mix that through again. Now this is the point where you can start choosing what you want to add to it. So for something like this, I'm going to add some radish, a couple of little fresh radishes. If you've got a slicer, these are brilliant. Just watch your fingers with them. If you're any good with knives, just use your knife skills on those as well. Mix that up again, keeping all that dressing going through. Now I'm going to choose my grain. The grain I'm going to be using here is some mixed quinoa with a little bit of chia seed. Mix that through. Now I want some sort of herb in here as well, so I'd probably recommend something like a little bit of coriander or basil would be perfect in there. So I've got some fresh basil here. Just going to pull off 3 or 4 leaves, chop that through, nice and fine, and again, just mix that through the salad. Now, up to you, that's going to be perfectly flavoursome exactly as it is, but I'm going to add some meat to that, and I'm going to use some chicken. If you've got leftover chicken from a Sunday roast or roast beef, that's absolutely ideal. So your chicken, just literally, just break that through, And again, just mix your ingredients back through again. I'm just going to pour that straight in. So that is your first salad done. You've got yourself some mixed quinoa, a little bit of chia seed, you've got some chicken breast, tomatoes, radish, some spiralised cucumber, some spiralised carrot and some fresh basil. That is going to be absolutely beautiful with that tangerine dressing. That is beautiful. Perfect. First salad done. Second salad. This is going to be so easy. We're just going to literally go in with a little bit of our spinach. I'm going to use a little bit of our white wine vinegar. Just a very small splash to go over the top. It's going to give it a little bit of acidity in there. We've got some beetroot. So literally just take your beetroot and just slice that through. Nice and gentle with your knife skills. Now I've got a bit of steak which I just pre-cooked. I've literally cooked it for about 4 minutes either side. So that's what you're looking for. You're looking for just a little bit of a pink line going through the middle. If you're unsure about steak or want it slightly more done, by all means do it further. This is going to be sitting in the juices for the day, so it's going to still stay beautifully tender for you. And then onto that I'm just going to add a very small amount of balsamic glaze. Now balsamic glaze is balsamic vinegar, it's just thickened up, it's a little bit sweeter. Not too much, just a small amount going through. And again, just spoon that through your salad. And into that I'm going to add some beautiful cherry tomatoes. So, literally just going to keep these whole. 1, 2, 3 tomatoes. And on top of there, just to give it a little bit more carb. So for instance, I'm going to want a little bit more filling up because that's going to digest very quickly. We're going to add a little bit of our roast potatoes that we had left over. So I'm just literally just going to keep them in whole, going to keep them in little halves like that. Just chuck them in. Mix that through. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. Now for me, what I like to do with something like that is just take a small amount of Stilton, just a little tiny bit, and just literally just crumb that just over the top. And that's our second salad done. We've got a beautiful medium rare beef steak. We've got a little bit of Stilton, some roasted new potatoes. We've got our spinach, beetroot and some cherry tomatoes, all done with a little bit of white wine vinegar and a little bit of balsamic glaze. Salad number 2, done. Right, for our third and final salad, really, really simple again. We're gonna get one of our courgettes, spiralizer again. I'm just gonna twist that through. So if you wanna flake some salmon in here, that'd be perfect as well. I'm just gonna try and keep this one nice and vegetarian for you guys. Keep it all fair. We're gonna go into that with a little bit of chard. Now you can roast this off or just pan fry it with a little bit of butter. All I'm gonna do is just grab the 2 leaf ends and I'm just gonna finely, literally just curl it all over and just finely, really finely, just chop that up. Just turn that through. Into that, I've got some raw mange 2. Again, all I'm just going to do is chop them into like thirds. Chop them through. A little bit more of our quinoa. So our quinoa and our chia seed. Reasonably good amount in this one. Mix that through. Got 1 lemon. If you want to get the juice out of all your lemon, push down hard on the skin, roll it backwards and forwards, cut that open, and a lot more of that juice is going to come out a lot easier. Mix that through again on a few of our pea shoots. Sprinkle those through, and then I generally like to go in with a little bit of celery. So 1 piece of celery. Just chop the slightly woody end off, nice and thinly with that. Chuck that in, stir it through. I usually try and put something like a nut in there. So you have hazelnuts, walnuts. I'm actually just going to sprinkle a few pine nuts into there. So pine nuts, small handful. That is our third salad. We've got our courgette, quinoa, we've got some pine nuts, celery, some mange 2, all done with a little bit of lemon juice. Absolutely perfect little healthy salad. That's probably the healthiest one you're going to get. It's going to be a perfect little lunch for you as well. As I don't care whereabouts you are, but you never seem to be able to just get yourself a decent takeaway salad like that. What does that take me? What, 3 or 4 minutes for each one? There's no excuse not being able to prep that up the day before. You've got a perfect healthy lunch the next day, and you go to work and be happy about your lunch. Now for something like that, if you want to bulk yourself out a little bit, you want a little bit more filling, you would just go in with like a half a pita bread, something like a whole wheat, something like that. Maybe a little bit of butter on there. And if you want to make up a dressing, because there's not quite enough on there for you, try and keep any containers that you have, things like this. This is just like an old spice pot. All I do is put into there a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of balsamic glaze, and maybe another half of your orange juice or satsuma juice. Like that. You can put some honey in there if you want. Pop your top on. Sound effect time. There you go, take that with you, drizzle it over the top, and you've got your perfect dressing. How simple was that? 3 really, really simple salads. Hope you enjoy this one, guys. We've got our beautiful courgette, carrot, tomatoes, a little bit of roasted chicken in there, quinoa, radish. We've got a beetroot beef roast potato with Stilton and pea shoot, and we've got our courgette with small pitters, a little bit of quinoa, celery, and mange tout salad. That simple, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you do enjoy it, comment below, tell everyone about the Haste Kitchen channel, tell everyone about Instagram, Haste Kitchen, and I shall see you next week. Cheers then, bye-bye. Breakfast which I had recently, which I've fallen in love with and have it most mornings.